Hey guys, welcome in. Welcome in tonight for tonight's live. Let me just turn these candles on. I don't know if they light up. I don't think they do. Think I need batteries for them. But welcome in everybody. Welcome in. It's good to see you guys. Got my kitty there over my arm there, under my arm. But welcome in. I'm sure a lot of you guys have already heard this news, but I'm here to announce it again. I mean, I don't know. We'll see if you guys have heard it. Let me take my phone out of my pocket. That'd be good. That would be good. But welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. My name is Tanya, and this is Titanium Built. This is a true crime channel. If you're curious where you landed, if you're not familiar with the channel, if you're watching on a replay, hashtag where you're from. I love to know where you guys are from. That I really do. I don't know. Just it's exciting. It's exciting to see how many people we can reach on this channel. So, without further ado, we'll go ahead and we'll get into things. But if you guys don't mind, take a second, hit the like button for me. And if I don't forget, if we get a good amount of likes tonight, we'll give out some memberships or something. We'll do something. We'll do something for it. Just tightening up my watch really quick because I'm never prepared. Never prepared. But welcome in. It's good to see you guys. Hey, Casey. Hey, Princess. Hey, Lorna. Good to see you guys. Hey, Jet Set. Hey, Ashley. Well, it's good to see everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. So, like I said, you guys may have heard, the news, but I'm here to tell you again. Plus, I have, maybe some stuff you guys haven't heard of yet. We're going to go through it tonight. So, if you are like, I know this case, I can't remember a lot of it. We'll go through that as well. So, we're going to break down one of the most disturbing cases, I think, of 2026, the killing of 18-year-old Anna Kepner. She was aboard the Carnival Horizon cruise ship with her family. It was a blended family trip. So she had some step siblings there, and then she had her stepmother and her father with her. So there are some new court filings. There are a ton of new court filings. I pulled the most relevant ones, the ones that are like the charges and stuff like that. But on November 6th, 2025, Anna and her family went on a cruise upon the Carnival Horizon. She shared a cabin, a state's room with her stepbrother, Timothy Hudson. We don't have to refer to him by his initials anymore. He's been charged as an adult. So late on November 6th or November 7th, prosecutors say that Timothy sexually assaulted Anna and he killed her. The cause of her death, we knew that it was mechanical asphyxiation. And I thought that her grandmother, I should have pulled that interview. I thought her grandmother said there was no signs of assault. Well, she was wrong. She was wrong about a lot of things. There were not two peas in a pod either. Her body was found the next morning by a stewardess. So he hit her allegedly under the bed. He killed her by cutting off her oxygen. Then he hid her body under the bed. He wrapped it with like sheets and blankets, and he concealed her under the bed. So then on November 7th, she was supposed to go to breakfast with her family. She doesn't show up. Someone goes in, a maid, to clean the cabin, and they end up find her, Yeah, Granny lied. Yeah, two peas in a pod. The whole thing. I knew that whole interview was just bogus. I mean, I was just like, I don't know. She was just talking too much. Just too much. But the FBI ended up, opening a case because it was in international waters when it happened. So Timothy becomes a primary suspect pretty early on. There was no reported conflict between them, but there was some disturbing behavior that we had heard from, her ex-boyfriend. I can't remember the ex-boyfriend's name, but he had come out and he had said some things. So there was a custody battle going on between the parents. Just it's a mess. It's a mess. So just now in February, last month, a couple months ago, February 2nd, 2nd or 3rd, Timothy was charged as a juvenile. He was arrested and he pled not guilty. And then on February 6th, the judge allows him to remain free to live with a relative. And I have that document. I believe his uncle, Devin, like, okay, and wear electronic monitoring. I've never heard of that. I mean, juvenile or not, juvenile detention. If you don't want to take him to real jail, I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't take him to real jail. He's 16. He can go to real jail. I mean, under the law, if you commit a murder and then a felony on top of that, like while in the commission of a murder, you're probably going to be tried as an adult. In Florida, yeah, definitely. Or the United States, they're going to charge you. So the federal grand jury came back in March and they indicted him on first-degree murder and then the aggravated SA. The case is still mostly sealed at this point, but we do have some documents. We do have some. So April this month, he is now being tried as an adult in federal court. That must be scary. I don't even know. He faces life in prison if convicted. They're not pursuing the death penalty. I heard that a couple times, that they're not pursuing the death penalty, which I can understand that. He's a juvenile. So I mean, I can understand that. But prosecutors are saying that, that he sexually assaulted and he killed his stepsister. The crime happened in their shared cabin and the body was hidden after the killing. Now, I'm just wondering about the other. I want to know. Remember, there was another kid in the room. So remember, they said that they came in, they didn't see Anna, and they went and they took some pictures. And I thought they said when they came back, when they came back, that's when he wouldn't let him back in. Remember, he wouldn't let him back into the room. And then later on, he let him back in. I don't know how long. I wonder how long he held the door or locked the door and wouldn't let, the other one in. Yeah, I've always heard. I've never heard that they're free to roam around. Yeah. And like sell wood and just do some stuff, do things. I mean, Anna can't do anything. Well, he's not even out on bond, I don't think. I don't even think they give him bond. I think they just released him. I think that it just says they released him. Yeah. The requirements of Title 18. Well, that's when he was considered a juvenile too. So, but I'm surprised they haven't picked it back up yet. Like, it's time. So, basically the judge will decide if, his release is revoked, if he'll be taken into custody before trial. We'll find that out. We'll find that out soon. So, but the case will move forward in federal adult court and life sentence if he is convicted. So there's some stuff there. Now, it took me a minute to find these documents. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm usually pretty good. I'm getting better. Okay, I'm gonna say that at the Pacer website, but for some reason these were hidden. You couldn't look them up. The case number wasn't available or something. I tried to do everything. I couldn't find the case number. And then I finally figured it out, but then I couldn't I don't know. It was a mess, but I found it. It took me 2 hours. I was like, I found it. I was so excited. And there's another creator going around and they're saying that that they paid money for these documents. I know that I did it. And if I did, it's pennies. It's literally 60 cents for a document here, 40 cents for this document. It's 10 cents a page or something. I don't know how they're charging them $49 and multiple times. I'm see, I don't pay. I don't pay for Pacer. Didn't pay for one document. Didn't ask for my credit card. Didn't ask me for nothing. Literally got right on the app. Crazy, isn't it? Hey, Shayna, how are you? Good to see ya. Hey, Crystal. Because I knew it was 10 cents a page. And I was like, oh, I could do 10 cents a page. And then every time it says billable, I'm like, okay, bill me. We'll check my bank here in a little bit. See if I got charged $1 or something. But so there is outrage going on now. Okay. So when we were first talking about this case, Christopher and Chantel, that's the stepmother, and Christopher's her father. It seemed like, and I don't know if they're still together or not, but it seemed like they were a really strong unit, right? They were like want to not talk bad about it didn't seem like he was going to talk about Timothy. I don't know. It was kind of like, it just strange, I think, to a lot of people, just because that's not a reaction like that we would normally have. It would be hard, I think, for some people to look at a stepchild and then look at their mother, the one that you married. I don't know. I would feel some sort of way. I'm not sure if everyone would feel some sort of way, but I would. Hey, Kitsy Cats. Hey, Lenora. You guys are making it in just in time. Is it? I can see like kind of outside of my blinds right here because my curtains are kind of parted. It seems like it's going to storm. Oh, and the reason why my internet, I don't know if it was last night or the last few nights, if my internet has been bad. It should be better now. It's because I closed my laptop. I use my monitors and I closed my laptop because the cat likes to get on it. And then she presses buttons, you know what I mean? So it should be okay now. I said something to Vincent about it and he was like, that you have to leave it open. I was like, dang it. So we got full bars. So it says outraged as teen accused of raping and murdering stepsister on cruise is free. He is a danger. This came out today. Today's April the 14th, 2026. It's Tuesday. Oh, and at the end of the live, don't let me forget, and I'll give you guys a little bit of a Caleb Flynn update. So, Anna Kempner's heartbroken father is furious that the 16-year-old relative accused of sexually assaulting and murdering her on a cruise has been let out of jail, calling his stepson a danger who needs to be in an orange jumpsuit and handcuffs. Christopher Kepner told the Daily Mail that he is outraged at the accused murderer. His wife's son, Timothy Hudson, is allowed to live with a relative despite being hit with serious federal charges as an adult that could see him sentenced to life behind bars. Now, this was the day, I bet, this was the day that he pled not guilty, is what I'm assuming, when we saw him walking out with his attorney. It says, we're upset that he's still out. We're 6 months in, and he should already have been arrested, and yet he's free to do whatever he wants right now, Christopher Kepner told the outlet. This says an undated family photo. Timothy Hudson looks young there. He looks really young there. Look how young he looks. But he looks a little bit older there, I feel like. That's our problem. He's been able to do whatever he wants and go wherever he wants, but the family's been sitting here unable to do anything. I want to see him in an orange jumpsuit and handcuffs. He does not need to be free. He does not need to be in the general public around any kids or women in general, Kepner said. Now, this is what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like, this is what we needed to hear. We should have heard this 5 months ago. He's a danger to himself and a danger to others. Oh, well, then they better give him the turtle suit. That's fine. You know, they got plenty to go around for everybody. Just cleaning my glasses. I thought I saw something. Y'all know me. I'll put a fingerprint on him before I even put him on my face. Hudson has remained free under the care of a parental uncle since his arrest in February. Court records confirm. Do you think that your aunt, your uncle, would they help you? My aunt wouldn't. She'd take me to the jail. My aunt would take me to the jail for her stuff, even if I didn't do it. She says she did it. I mean, you know, but I would feel very. Is there other kids in that home? There is actually other kids in that home. I know there is because I think the uncle had to take. The uncle was going to take his son to like a church gathering or something, like a church retreat. And so homeboy, you know, here Timothy had to go stay with his dad for a little while. I don't know if that's who he's staying with now, if he's back with the uncle, but he was with the uncle. This document was from February 2nd, though, so I don't know. He should be with his uncle. So it says, there he is again. He looks pretty, he might be pretty tall. A judge ruled that Hudson can stay with a relative who has young children in his home as long as he remains hooked up to an electronic monitoring device. What? That doesn't matter. If he's in the home, the electronic monitoring device is not going to do anything. It's going to say he's at home. He's at the home. He can still do something to one of those kids. They're janky anyway, but like those electronic monitoring devices, they're so easy to get around. And you can always, like, if you need extra time, like you're supposed to be back at your house at 12 o'clock, but you want to get back at like 12:15 or 12:30, you can always call and talk to one of like the officers and be like, hey, I'm on my way home from, like, just say you were at work, like that's where you were at, like can I get an extra 15 minutes? And they usually are really cool about it, like, yeah, sure, go ahead. So welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. Very, very strange. Like that ain't gonna do nothing. Prosecutors on Monday filed a motion to review that order and revoke his bail because he is now being charged as an adult. Hudson's defense attorneys have 1 week to respond. Hudson committed these crimes against a victim in whom he had no apparent relational strife and whom he was being raised to view as a sibling. Yeah. This ain't the Brady Bunch. Remember them weirdos, like the older two? Furthermore, he carried out these crimes without any warning. He could commit such atrocious acts and despite an apparent supportive family environment. He looks small there again. She's a tiny girl, though. Kepner said Hudson had shown no remorse for allegedly sexually assaulting and then strangling Anna in the room they shared on board a Carnival cruise ship on November 6th. Why were they in a room together anyway? Like, she had said that she felt uncomfortable around this guy. She probably was just like, I'll suck it up. I'll just deal with it. You know what I mean? Like, I'll just deal with it. Like, he won't do anything. We're on a cruise ship. We're all going to be in close quarters. He's still saying he can't remember, and that's about it. That medication he's on is not going to do nothing either. And I don't know why, like, his mother would go to sleep and forget to give him his medication, knowing that he had already been off of it for 1 day anyway. Right? Like, and that's another thing that I want to say really quick. He faces life in prison, so I'll say it in a minute. If convicted. His mom said that he didn't have his medication, remember, for 2 nights. And I need to go back and listen to that tape. It was when she was on the stand. So was it, and the one night was the night of Anna's murder, they said. But she didn't go to sleep before him because, remember, Anna got dressed and went back downstairs and she saw them in the casino. And then she left early from the casino and they stayed. So she would have been awake when he was awake. There was no way she fell asleep before him. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you guys? Because she was at the casino while he was in the room doing what he was doing to Anna. Like, so I don't know. It's very weird to me. I don't know. Moms will do a lot for their kids, but I'm just saying that's just weird to me. I remember hearing that, like, and I was like, wait a minute, hold on a second here. So, and it was like Claudine and I forget the other one he was on. Now, if it was like Sarah Quell or something, I'm on that. I don't, a few nights off of it. Yeah, no, I'm not going to unalive somebody. I'm not going to murder somebody. But, you would think that she would have made sure that he got that. Like, even if she sat it like, on his nightstand, like in a little cup or something, like, here you go, there's your medicine. I'm going to bed. We can't have you not take it again tonight. Yeah, I don't think the meds did either. I just don't know if that's what he's going to try to go for. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to try to, like, that's going to be his defense or something. So this says my name. I hate that it says my name on it. But it's the USA versus TH, and it's on Pacer's website. They have the government documents. How does this says my middle and my last name, or my last initial, doesn't matter. I'm out there anyway. Okay, so it's in the county of Miami-Dade. This is going to be in Florida. File 22, and this is count 1, murder in the first degree. So, like, I mean, in February, we didn't know. I mean, we didn't know what he was charged with. Aggravated sexual abuse. And then count 1S, murder in the first degree, and then count 2S, aggravated sexual abuse. So it's just the one counts of those. One and two counts maybe. And then it says defendant custody status released. Defendant is represented by Abigail Becker. Defendant is represented by Eric Martin. Public defender, okay. And then defendant represented by Evan Lewis, another public defender. Plaintiff USA represented by Alejandra. I can't say her name. Say their name. Ella Lopez. Alejandra. I can't say that very well. And then there was like 30 some documents that came out. Now, most of them, let me see if it'll like what it says. Okay. So, I'm just going to go down here. So these are all of the dockets. So you can get on here and you can look at the, you can look at everything. Alias, their name, the charges, the documents, anything your heart desires. They have it on here. So these are the documents that you can look at. As you can see, like 2, 3, the arrest of TH, like there's no document right there for us to look at. And then some of them are black where there are documents, but they're sealed. And a lot of these are just like sealed, like, motions to seal, and then, order to seal, or, they'll allow it, they're going to allow it or whatever. So a lot of them we don't really need to read through. I got 1, 2, 3, like 4 that I think that are like probably the most important. And then I have to go backwards too, because this is weird. So, okay. Once I found this document, I found the case number. Because I was putting in 20. What was I putting in? Oh, let me see. It's on a different. I was putting that in. And it was saying I was wrong. Okay. Whatever. I did put the right number in. Okay. So the United States District Court, Southern District of Florida, United States of America versus TH, a minor. This was at the time, March 10th. This is when this document came out. And this is the superseding indictment. So the grand jury charges that on count 1, murder, on or about November 6, 2025, within the special maritime and territorial jurisdiction of the United States upon the high seas and out of the jurisdiction of any particular state or district, with Miami-Dade County in the Southern District of Florida being the district in which the offender was arrested. The defendant, TH, a minor, did knowingly and unlawfully perpetrate an attempt to perpetrate a murder, that is, 1, the willful, deliberate, malicious, and premeditated killing of Anna Kepner, AK, with malice and forethought, And 2, the unlawful killing of AK during the perpetration of or attempt to perpetrate an aggravated sexual abuse in violation of Title 18 United States Code Sections 111A and 7. Count 2, on or about November 6, 2025, within the special maritime and all, the defendant, I won't read all that again, did knowingly cause an attempt to cause a person, that is AK, to engage. Now, this is what I don't get. Like, okay, so they said, just this is where my mind went, and I'm not going to say where my mind went, but maybe your mind will go there too. Okay, maybe not. Okay, maybe not. Maybe it wasn't where I was going with it because I'm reading it now. But what I was thinking was, people were like her. I don't know. The grandparents interview. We gotta watch that thing again soon. Like, that interview was weird because I remember, like, I think it was the grandparents that said, like, there was no, like, essay, there's no contact, but then it says, like, to engage in a sexual act. Like, to me, that almost was like, I don't know. I mean, obviously it's forced, right? But it tells you what. So and it's going to get pretty descriptive here. So, by causing contact between his penis and AK's vulva by vaginally penetrating AK with his penis, and did so by the use of force against AK in violation of Title 18. Sections 2241A, 1 and 7. And then the 4-person, they redacted their name. And then this just says, what they are. So murder in the first degree, maximum term, life imprisonment, maximum fine, that doesn't matter. And then it says same thing for life imprisonment for aggravated sexual abuse. So that's all. I mean, he's young, right? So he's probably got, like, what? Just imagine if he has 60, 70 good years in him. Like 67 good, like. Oh, they weren't told about it. Oh, man. They should have been. They should have been told about everything. I don't like that. I don't like when families are excluded. I mean, I can understand why, because her dad would, now I can see why her dad acted the way he did. He didn't know. Now he knows. So this case will take 7 days for the parties to try. That's it. Only 7 days. They only need 7. That's it. Okay. So then we'll go to the next one. And then this is just, I might read the same. It does. So this is just, it's a different document, but it's like, this is the information. So murder in the first degree, it's going to say the same. Yeah, it says the same, that he, attempted to, he did kill her though, attempted to perpetrate the murder, the unlawful killing of AK during the perpetration of or attempted to perpetrate an aggravated sexual abuse. So 2 major felonies there. The United States attorney is the one that signed this one. So then I saw this one. It's order regarding the detention of a juvenile defendant. And this was back from February 2nd. I thought we could just go through it just to see what it says so we know. In case we ever have another person that's a juvenile defendant, which it's crazy. This case is before the court and pursuant to the provisions of Title 18 United States Code Section 5035. This court, being fully advised, is hereby ordered and adjudged that the United States Marshal Service shall process TH, a minor for detention after arrest at the Juvenile Assessment Center located at 275 Northwest 2nd Street, Miami, Florida. Okay. And shall detain TH, a minor, at the Florida Department of the Juvenile Justice Regional Detention Center located at 3300 Northwest 27th Avenue, Miami, Florida, during the pendency of the above captioned criminal matter as a matter in juvenile status, including prior to any pretrial detention hearing. So why didn't we do that? Or has he been in there since February 2nd? Because I saw him walking out of a courthouse around that time. So then it says that the marshal's service shall not allow. Okay, so this is further ordered. TH, a minor, to be detained or confined during the pendency of the above captioned matter in a facility in which the juvenile has regular contact with adult persons convicted or a crime or awaiting trial on criminal charges. Shall not allow. Okay. So don't put him in adult jail. Put him in juvenile jail, juvenile detention. Further ordered that insofar as possible, the United States Marshal Service shall ensure that TH, a minor, is kept separate from adjudicated delinquents. Well, good luck. Is that why he's not in there? Why would it matter? The crime that he's committed, that he's alleged to have committed, is probably way worse than like 95% of the kids that are in that, 98% of the kids that are in that juvenile detention center. You know what I mean? Like, he's the problem. They're not. Have them be in protective custody over there. And segregate them. That's fine. You can do that, right? Can you do that with the? Can you do that with the juvenile? They're saying they don't even want them help with the juveniles. The ones that are bad. It says it's further ordered that the United States Marshal Service shall ensure that while detained TH, a minor, is provided with adequate food, heat, light, sanitary facilities, bedding, clothing, recreation, education, and medical care, including necessary psychiatric, psychological, or other care and treatment. Okay, further ordered that the Marshal Service shall be present and shall participate in all transfers of TH between any state facilities or any transfer from a state facility to a federal facility. They don't want them sneaking away, It's further ordered that the arrest warrant signed in the above captioned matter and this order shall be administrative hold upon TH, a minor, for purposes of processing and detention of TH while in facilities named above. Hey, kitty. She just scared me. I don't know if you guys saw her, but she's like, came out of nowhere. Welcome in, everybody. You think he'll get life with parole? I don't think he will. I don't think he'll get parole. Maybe. I mean, they might do 30 years on both charges and then get out in 30 if like half the time or they might just do 30 fixed where you got to do the whole 30. You know what I mean? Like, he better stay fit because he's going to be in there a while. I mean, you can't murder your stepsister. Well, let's back it up. First, he raped her and then murdered her, allegedly. I just want to know, when was the door being held? Was it, when he was in the process of doing something, or was it after? I'm just glad that other kid didn't see anything. United States of America, first TH. And this is just the document that said that he could go stay with his uncle, Devin, who resides in Brooksville, Florida, until the date of the pretrial detention hearing in this matter scheduled for Friday, February 6th. This was back then at 10 a.m. and it's considered the hearing. And it says that Devin will cause the minor to appear before the court. I mean, he better do that. I think that this one, we didn't have to read all of it. This is the bail reform, I think. I'm trying to see when this was. This was 4/13. Okay, this is like the last one. Okay, I'm gonna grab my drink because this one's like 14 pages, but it's we don't have to read all of them. To get the gist. Let me exit out some of this. You better tell your husband got there and mowed that yard. That's nice that he's helping you fix it. Casey, you better go out there and mow it. Wish I had a yard to mow. I hate hearing the gardeners, though. I hate the sound of the lawnmower. It's really bad. As a kid, my dad would tell me to close my windows if they were open. I'm going to mow beside your window. Close your windows. Okay. So this is motion for review and revocation of order of release pursuant to the Bail Reform Act. And I think that, let me see. Let me go down here. Okay, so we can go right here. Relevant factual background. On or about November 7th, AK, an 18-year-old female from Titusville, Florida, was found deceased in the cabin she shared with the defendant, her step-sibling, and her half-sibling on a Carnival Cruise Line ship, Horizon of the Seas, while the ship was on the high seas en route to Miami, Florida. The subsequent investigation of AK's death resulted in the instant prosecution against the defendant, a 16-year-old male. Instant. Pursuant to the provisions of the JDA 18 U.S.C., the United States Attorney for the Southern District of Florida first filed information on February 2nd, 2026, making allegations against the defendant for one count of murder in the first degree in violation of this code, and and one count of aggravated sexual abuse. On February 3rd, 2026, the defendant surrendered himself at the United States Attorney's Office in Miami, Florida, and was officially arrested. On the same day, the defendant had his initial appearance on the information before Magistrate Judge Torres and pled not guilty to the allegations contained in the information. The defendant also demanded discovery, and the magistrate court entered the standard discovery order in this matter. He must have had an attorney. I mean, he would, but obviously. But additionally, on February 6, 2026, a detention hearing was held pursuant to 18 U.S.C., is the code. Upon the government's request, the defendant be detained for dangerousness. What the? I mean, that's really a thing? For dangerousness? I mean, like, you're getting arrested for dangerousness. I've never heard that. And I mean, I thought I knew. It's the law. The defendant requested the magistrate court also conduct a probable cause hearing. After the GDA detention hearing, Magistrate Judge Torres found there was probable cause for the alleged charges, but denied the government's request for detention. As a result, the magistrate court released the defendant to the custody of a family member with various conditions. These conditions are the dumbest things I've ever heard. They really are. And entered the instant release order. And the JDA detention hearing, or at the Magistrate Judge Torres also stated the government could ask to revisit the defendant's release status should this court transfer this matter to adult status / prosecution. Well, we're here. On February 26, 2026, this court entered an order transferring this case to adult prosecution upon motion of the government and a written request of the defendant. It's called the transfer order. Pursuant to the transfer order, and 18 USC, the United States filed certifications from the juvenile clerk of courts of Miami-Dade and Brevard counties on March 10th. Okay. Furthermore, on March 10th, 12 days after the court's transfer order, a federal grand jury in the Southern District of Florida issued a superseding indictment charging the defendant with 1 count of murder in the first degree and 1 count of aggravated sexual abuse. Okay. On April 8th, 2026, after a hearing, Magistrate Judge Torres found the proper certifications had been filed with the court. Thus, Judge Torres ordered the transfer to adult prosecution be finalized in this matter and further unsealed the docket. As a result, on April 10th, 2026, this matter was formally transferred to adult prosecution. Consequently, consistent with Magistrate Judge Torres' announcement and pursuant to 18 USC, the United States requests that the release order be reviewed and revoked. Moreover, as more fully discussed below on page 13, the government also requests that a status conference regarding the scheduling of a hearing about this motion be held. Okay. This is going to tell me a bunch of the laws. Okay. The government requests a review and revocation of Magistrate Judge Torres' release order and for this matter to be set for a status conference to schedule a hearing regarding the instant motion. As further detailed below, the current release order was issued pursuant to the provisions of the JDA, which no longer applies to this instant matter. Yeah. As such, the court should review the release order under the provisions of the Bail Reform Act and detain the defendant. Moreover, the JDA is limited visa. How do I say that? Okay. Won't get me on that, like Latin stuff. Vis-a-vis. The considerations a court should make in deciding whether to detain accused juveniles and does not provide courts with the ability to consider bonds and granting release. Thus, the transfer of this case to adult prosecution is substantial change in circumstance, and a review and revocation of the current release order in light of the Bail Reform Act should be undertaken. It just says legal authority. This court has jurisdiction to conduct the review and revocation. Yeah, I'm just going to go through them like that. I think that if I see anything, I remember reading these. I don't think I saw anything that was like groundbreaking. The provisions of the JDA no longer apply in this matter. Yeah, he's going to adult. He made adult decisions. He broke adult laws. He's almost an adult. He goes to adult court. Now, do I'm a little up in the air about the whole adult thing. I mean, I am by 18 being an adult. Like, I mean, your frontal lobe ain't even developed, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. That's just me. Like, I really don't. I mean, it's really sick what he did, which is, but it's like, I don't know. At the same time, it's like he's 16. 16-year-olds should know better than to be doing some crazy shit like that, though. But to spend the rest of your life locked up, caged up for it. I mean, I don't know. It's like, that's like, you know what I mean? It's hard. Oh, we got a new PC? Yeah, until 21, yeah. And he'll learn things. I mean, when he's in the juvenile detention center. Okay, so it just says transfer to adult prosecution means the defendant is subject to adult criminal procedure rules. That's true. So it says here that additionally, if found guilty of the crimes of which he is charged, the defendant will be a convicted felon, not adjudicated juvenile delinquent. Moreover, the court could also sentence the defendant to the same terms of imprisonment as an adult, and he would not be entitled to release at the age of 21. These changes are not inconsistent with the fact that the defendant is also afforded the same rights as adults charged in federal court, such as provisions outlined in the Speedy Trial Act and the right to be charged by indictment, amongst others. As the defendant is now subject to adult prosecution, the Bail Reform Act now controls. I mean, would they give him a bail? The transfer of the case to adult prosecution was a substantial event, a fact acknowledged by Magistrate Judge Torres. Consequently, the provisions of the JDA no longer apply to the defendant's release in his post-transfer detention or release are subject to the provisions of the Bail Reform Act. First, a review is appropriate because the issue of detention should be considered under the Bail Reform Act's clear and more complete guidelines. Okay. It says, but now that the JDA no longer applies, post-transfer review of the defendant's release should be conducted under the Bail Reform Act and its provisions. This includes consideration of all the factors set forth in 18 U.S.C. in determining whether pretrial detention is appropriate. And when viewed through Section 3142G's factors, the evidence presented at the JDA detention hearing lays bare there is clear and convincing evidence that the defendant is a danger to others under the standards set forth in the Bail Reform Act. That evidence demonstrated the offense conduct the defendant engaged in involved the most serious, egregious, and violative crimes one person can inflict upon another. He committed these crimes against a victim with whom he had no apparent strife and whom he was being raised to view as a sibling. And furthermore, he carried out these crimes without any warning. He could commit such atrocious acts and despite an apparent supportive family environment. Finally, the defendant currently lives in a home where minor children reside. That's true. I mean, I'd be afraid of that. If I was his uncle, I wouldn't let him live with me. I got kids. I mean, if that was like one of my nieces or nephews and I had kids, I would be like, I love you. I would do anything for you, but this ain't it. This ain't it. Not this. Sorry, bruh. I mean, can I get you a hotel? Like, I don't know. I mean, can't you just stay with your dad? Which is crazy. Consequently, there is no assurance any court could ever have that any conditions or combination of conditions would be sufficient to prevent the defendant from being a danger to others. Thus, the defendant should be detained. I agree with that. Nonetheless, even if the court ultimately disagrees with the government regarding pretrial detention, applying the provisions of the Bail Reform Act would provide the court with the benefit of considering other forms or manners of release, namely persons, recognizance bonds, personal recognizance bonds, and secured and unsecured appearance bonds. After the JDA detention hearing, the magistrate court issued its release order without any kind of bond. However, this decision was mostly due to Sections 5034's limited wording. Okay. Well, you can get on your own recognizance. I guess that's what they did. However, now that the provisions of the Bail Reform Act control bonds are now available for this court consideration, and the court should consider them for two reasons. First, in light of the factors outlined in Section 3142G, the court could decide a bond with conditions would better address the concerns and circumstances involved in releasing the defendant. Second, given the substantial change in circumstances resulting from the adult transfer, the court should consider whether some type of bond should be fashioned to better address the new risks and consequences inherent in the defendant's adult prosecution that did not exist when the case was in juvenile status. As previously discussed, the defendant's exposure to punishment has changed substantially. In addition, he now faces the very real possibility he could be a convicted felon. For these additional reasons, the court should review the release order. And now it says the government request they conduct a review or revocation of the release order. Oh, okay, same thing. Okay, so assistant public defenders have stated their positions as follows. So this is what they're like, I guess his attorneys are saying. If the court is inclined to grant the government's request for a status conference, counsel for minor TH requests that this matter be referred to Magistrate Judge Torres, of course. They want the first time, to conduct a consolidated arraignment and status conference, and then to schedule a hearing to determine whether TH should continue on release with appropriate conditions or be detained pending resolution of the instant case. As Magistrate Judge Torres presided over the initial bond hearing here and set the current conditions of release, he is familiar with the facts supporting the government's request for detention. The parties therefore anticipate that little, if any, additional evidence will need to be presented at the hearing. The parties agree that TH should remain at liberty pending Magistrate Judge Torres' decision concerning release. Okay. And that's pretty much all of them. I know, federal cases. It's so annoying. Yeah, I think we looked up like their marriage license and everything, didn't we? On the show. I know we did. I know we did. I know we did. Because I have a whole playlist. Like, yeah, I know we did. So I was like, did we do that? Yeah, we did. Hey, Betsy. It's first degree, yeah, Betsy. And I guess Anna's mom was right when she said like that she thought he was like got arrested. I mean, he did. So I hope she's not too hard on herself because she was right. Oh, sorry, my package. Yeah, but it's federal. It's a federal case. New York doesn't do theirs either. They don't open theirs up. There's a few places that don't, and I don't like it. And I don't like that you can't get documents in Tennessee unless you live in Tennessee. That's the craziest thing I ever heard in my life. So you got to know people. Good thing I know people, right? You know, where'd my cat go? Oh, I think she's right there. She's sleeping? I think she is. I think she's sleeping. I got the dogs back here too. I have to show you them if I can. There's one. There's the other one. Hey. She's just looking at me, so. Yeah, I don't think any federal ones are that I know of. But I think a lot of the federal cases that I've only dealt with a couple, and they were both in New York. Rex Heuermann. Oh wait, Diddy. Um, Luigi Mangione. Those ones are all like we can't see nothing. I need to get this fixed. I think it's just a little bit, you know, wobbly. But yeah, like we didn't see Rex Heuermann. We didn't see any Diddy. Remember, we got like the drawings. We never got to see them though. We never got to see them in court. Okay, that's the same thing I was gonna read. What was Hey, what are you doing? Stop doing that. She actually stopped. Oh, and then do you remember like her uncle like came out and said that like it was this was like when people were just like speculating and stuff. And he came out and he said that it was her stepbrother. That's crazy. Very, very, very crazy. Oh, I didn't know I was doing that. I didn't know I was like pressing something. I was trying to see if there was anything. Um, oh, I need to tell you guys one thing too. I was gonna see if there's anything on this case that I didn't tell you guys about. Okay. If you guys have tickets for CrimeCon, we were going through like the people that are going to be there this year. And I was like, well, the first name Vincent said was Joseph Scott Morgan. And I was like, oh, that'd be great, right? We're off to a great start. And then I knew nobody else. I was like, is Nancy going to be there? And he was like, yeah, but she was like, she wasn't like a speaker. She's going as like a guest or something. I don't know. But I didn't recognize any of the names. Oh, wait. What's that one? Is it True Crime Alibis? Wait, yeah. Is that her name? Oh, I can't. I think that's her name. And that's what I told Vincent, Ashley. I was like, Ashley would love that. I was like, I'm just gonna go and I just need to go and take my Nancy Grace cardboard cutout and be like, look at me, look at me. Look at me, Let's see if there's anything on the tubes. I haven't been on there in like a few hours because I was, looking up stuff. Don't see anything. I guess it's just a boring night tonight. I went to the live tab. And of course JLR pops up, you know what I mean? And it says breaking, kicked out. Nancy Guthrie kidnapping live. It looks like he's at home or something. So maybe they did kick his ass out. Okay, well, I think I'm going to jump off of here. I have to go to the dentist tomorrow. Fun. But I did call them. I called them. Hey, Casey or Casey. Casey's in here. You're Cassie. You bought a house? Oh, that's so fun. Congratulations. Oh, that's so fun. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you. I bet that's so much fun. Does it have a yard? Your own yard? I want my own yard so bad. I want to be able to like open up the back door and let the dogs just run out and do what they want, run around the yard. Oh, I was going to talk about Caleb Flynn. Okay. So remember Thursday, I thought it was Friday, but it's Thursday. I thought that Caleb had a hearing at 1 and Michael McKee has a hearing at 9 a.m. So I was going to try to make it to both of them while there's new documents that have come out, and we're going to go over them tomorrow or the next day because we got to go over the Michael McKee stuff, but and get ready for his court date. So I'm really, really interested in that one. But I'm interested in both of them, but this will be one we haven't been to in a while. So I'm excited to hear what they have to say, but there's some documents out in both, and it looks like the prosecution. So the defense, sometimes they'll try this move where they know that the prosecution can't get their evidence back and get ready for a trial within that speedy window. And so they will purposely request a speedy trial and then try to get it like even earlier, like, as early as they can. And then that way the prosecution needs to ask for more time so it looks better on the defense. I don't know. But yeah, that's what the prosecution, I guess, is doing, is saying that they do need more time. So remember the trial was supposed to start this month on the 28th. And I was like, there's like no way. Like, it's craziness. But I guess so. And she didn't ask the prosecution. The judge didn't. When we were in court last time, she didn't ask the prosecution if they were going to put name motions in. She asked the defense. She should have asked both of them, apparently. So. Oh, okay. So yeah, I have that to do on Thursday. So Thursday, it might only be one court hearing. That's what I was getting to. We might not have the second one. I didn't see it on their calendar. I had it up. Yeah, I didn't see it on their calendar. So I'm going to call, make sure. because it's like an hour and 13 minutes from one courthouse to the other courthouse. I don't mind doing that. But like, yeah, just make sure you watch. Just make sure you watch, you comment, you like, you share, do all those things for me. That way it's worth it for the drive, because the drive is terrible. So yeah, it'll be those 2 cases will be open to the public, which will be nice. And I guess Lana from TNT was there last time for the last Michael McKee hearing. I don't remember seeing her, but I guess she was. I'm warning myself. I'm reminding myself. I'm looking at this calendar that I have that I haven't been updating it. But I think that's all I wanted to tell you guys about. I feel like there was something else. Oh, I'm here by myself. I just realized that too. That sucks. Holly Bobo, yeah, I like that. I'm very interested in that case. I remember when it first happened. Holly Bobo, I think. Oh, have fun, Ash. Make sure you put your hair down the sink. I know you will. I know you will. Benson just goes to town in there. I got him one of those things that like goes on him and catches the hair, and he's like, I'm not wearing that. I'm like, okay. I'm just looking at the chat myself. I think I'm going to try to go to the gym tomorrow before I go to the dentist, because I'm probably not going to do it on my way home. And I've been doing really good at going. This is my third. I went 3 days in a row. So, really, you think so? I'm surprised they got a new trial. I need to look into that. I haven't really looked into that case. I mean, I haven't like since it happened, and that's terrible. Let's see if there's anything else on the old YouTubes. Nope. There's really not. There's live radar tracking for Michigan. Bigger tornado risk today, huh? People really like to watch the weather stuff, don't they? Like the people will have thousands in their chat. I need to start doing that. Storm chasing. Just kidding. That would be kind of funny though. That'd be fun. I don't see anything on. I was looking to see if there's anything on X, but I don't see anything. It's pretty calm. I mean, mine is anyways. So that's kind of concerning actually. A lot of yep, nothing really. Okay. Well, I guess I'll jump off of here and yeah, I'll have the rest of the night to do whatever. Ryan Hall, yeah. Reed Timmer. Yeah, okay. He's the one that's on right now. I saw his name, I think. Maybe. Maybe I didn't. Yeah, I did right here. 12K watching. Yeah. I wanted to look at his. You know who he reminds me of? I mean, he reminds me of that guy that did the Dirty Jobs show. That's probably not what he really looks like. He probably doesn't look nothing like that guy. Is he on here? No. Doesn't look like he goes on the video. He just plays it. Or is that him? Does he chase storms? Is this him right here? Hold on. Is this him in the car? Is that him with the blue shirt? Like this is the picture I'm looking at. I don't know. It just kind of does like the. I guess I could look to see. Oh, he does. Is that what he does? Damn. I wanted to do that whenever that movie Twister came out. After that movie Twister came out. Yeah. I thought I could do it. Yeah, I thought I could do it. I was like, oh yeah, I could do that. Hell no. Actually, you know what? No, you know what? No, I could have done it. I could do it. I could do it. I slept through a tornado. I could do it. Just pretend like I'm sleeping. No, but when I was young, really? He's the guy the Twister was made after? He looks like him. Well, shoot. I love that. I've actually I rode the Twister ride and everything. I think it was like MGM or something. I don't know. It was one of those places, but yeah. Me and my friend Sharma. And it basically the whole ride was them just jerking you around like you're in a tornado and them throwing like splashing water on you. I was like, this is not fun. But I used to like we have like tornado warnings or whatever. We'd get them all the time. We'd be in the hallway because we had nowhere else to go. We'd have a basement. And I would just be there like eating snacks, not caring. My mom would be like freaking out. My best friend would be freaking out. Me, not so much. Yeah. I just saw like they were in their car. Like, I mean, just I saw for like 2 seconds and I was like, look at that. They just, I mean, they get some views, but they deserve them. You know what I mean? That's scary. Oh, they got like a big car that they do it in, like a tank. Wow. Yeah, his name is, if you guys are interested in that stuff, Reed Timmer. Reed, like Reed. Wow. Yeah, yeah. That's just, I mean, I used to think I could do that. Oh, really? Laura, that's really cool. I bet you he's proud of that. If you lived in Ohio, you definitely would be proud of that. Because in Ohio, you just walk and look outside just for fun, and you're like, think it might rain today. That's what my dad used to do. And then it didn't rain. He just thought he was predicting the forecast. Or it would already be raining. I think we're gonna get some rain. Your first house was leveled by a tornado in 1997. Oh, so you know what it's like to lose it all. It's terrible. We didn't the tornado, I don't know how we were so lucky. We had somebody looking over us. I mean, for sure. Because every apartment around us was like destroyed. But ours had like one hole in the roof, like a piece of wood came through and it was in the kitchen in the corner, like in the dining room where we wouldn't be. Like it was in the corner of the dining room, like where we wouldn't even sit. And then I slept through it. Here's one time on a Zoom call with others. Today, this guy, he made me smile, and all he did was say, "Did you have a good workout?" When I was walking out of the gym today, and he was walking in. I said, "I did. Thanks for asking." So I hope you have a great workout. It was just different. When I go at night, it's different than when I go during the day. I'm gonna start going during the day. Oh, she was only 8 or 9. That's so sad. I'm glad that you were home. See, we don't get tornadoes. That's why I was like, what? Well, like, I mean, look at Higgins. She got a freaking ocean thrown at her. Literally. Like, that's more than a lake or a river that came through there. That still terrifies me to think about all that water. and you lived in it, I would have went nuts. I don't know. I just remember that one image of that house, and that water just swoops down the hill out of nowhere, and I have that. And I don't like being like in oceans or deep water. You know what I mean? So when I think of that, I'm like, oh my. I would probably take a tornado over water. Yeah. Like that. I probably would. Like, not like a tornado directly on me, though. You know what I mean? Wow, middle of the city. I think I might have heard about that. Really? You had a few tornadoes hit there? Yeah, Helene, I don't like her. I don't like her. Mother Nature can be a bitch. Like, I don't know who makes her mad sometimes, but whoever it is, you really make her mad. And she's showing it. Like, she's showing her ass here lately. Like, I mean, I feel like over the last maybe not even 20 years, I feel like the weather has changed so drastically. Probably like 10 years. 10 or 15. I don't know. It just seems like it's a lot different. But I am going to come on sometime tomorrow. Let's see. I have to go to the dentist. It's just for a consult. I asked, I said, do I owe anything when I come? Just let me know. They said no. So I have that at noon, and then I'll be back home, and I'll probably come on like early sometime throughout the day. Maybe, I don't know. You know me. Sometimes I get home and I get exhausted. So we'll see. Here it just seems like, I don't know, just the weather just not, I mean, everywhere. I mean, like, it's just crazy. I'm good. I am good on a crazy ass weather. I like a thunderstorm here and there. You know what I mean? That's fine. Like, you go to sleep, you listen to the rain. But other than that, I'm good. I'm good. And you know what's weird? Actually, I've never even been a person that's liked my arms wet, like by raindrops. I've been like really weird about that, like sensory kind of thing. Like, I've always wanted like long sleeves on. I'll even wear long sleeves during like the spring when I know it's going to like rain, just because I don't like the water on me or like on my legs. It's weird, but I know, Lorna. I can't either. I can't even do the Google Earth when I search something and it like zooms you, like it like pulls you up out and then it takes you back down. It like, there's something that they call it something where you're like, you can't do, like, it's almost like vertigo. You know what I mean? Like a form of vertigo. The doctor said they thought I had vertigo at one point, so maybe that's what it is. Oh, Lenora, my mom was messed up when Sandy hit. She grew up on the Jersey Shore. Her and my daddy. And me, kind of. We went there every year. Yeah. She was like, they took it. She's like, it's wiped out, so. But thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Thanks for listening to me read the documents. I appreciate that. We will be hitting up Caleb Flynn and the Tepe murders, because of course they're going to court here within the next couple of days. So we'll talk about those. We'll get all caught up with the documents with those cases. I'll go through the documents and I'll try to do more of like just like bullet points of what's like important to like let you guys know about. And then that way we don't have to like read through every single thing. But yeah, so let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. If you're watching on replay, #replay. And yeah, we will, I'll see you guys all tomorrow. And I'm going to end the poll. Okay. Thank you guys so much though for being here. I do appreciate it. I will see you guys all tomorrow on the live. Have a good night. Bye guys.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't want to be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it. And I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. Just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah,
This is a statement to appreciate all that is vacant. It's just for the taking. If you make up your mind, you can take it. I'm never complacent. I would work in a mansion or basement, yeah. There's no replacement for persistence. It's a patience, yeah. In this life, I wanna be soaring, to feel sun inside when it's pouring. And I'll fight till anxiety is foreign. I'm so sick of my mind's extortion.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great.